Well, hello everyone. We'll go ahead and get started. This is a live event, so feel free to chime in if you've got any questions on our topic of the day. We'll be chatting about um, building building in Idaho, specifically Builders in Idaho series. We're going to um, delve into the CBH Homes side of things. You'll also hear them referred to as Corey Barton Homes. That name change took effect a couple of years back, but generally speaking, you'll hear them called CBH Homes as of today. A lot to talk about in the way of things you can and cannot customize, the niche they're in, the differences between them and other builders, the price points to consider, the areas of the Treasure Valley. So we've got a lot to cover. I do want to back up just a little bit in regards to, let's see here, special considerations about new construction in general. The build process that's applicable kind of to any home builders is going to be representation. So myself and my team would be representing you as the buyer of the home. Most builders will have some type of in-house representation, and they are beholden to the builder. So we will quite often help you ascertain, assess which builder to work with here in the Valley. Today, we're, as I mentioned, talking about CBH Homes, but we can put you in touch with any number of builders, talk about their build qualities, their lead times, the ins and outs of why you'd go with a specific builder. But generally speaking, we highly recommend inspections on all new construction homes. We've done other videos, podcasts, indicating why it is that we highly recommend inspections even on new construction properties. We've also delved into the pros and cons of why you would buy a new construction home versus an existing or resell home. I'll try to link those prior videos in the description below. And then we'll quite often see promotions from different builders, different times of the years for different reasons. We've talked about them in prior shows as well. CBH is running a promotion now, so I'll dig into that just a little bit for this episode. But generally speaking, those are the things that you'll want to think about in new construction itself. For those that you don't know me, my name is Jerod Lee. I'm the associate broker and team lead here at My Home Connection. Glad to bring you this series and other series. We've developed a lifestyle series, a perfect home buying series, which is actually our sponsor for today. We've spent the last couple decades here developing the perfect home buying process. Consists of a number of different things to help you in that very process. Some of the things people find very helpful are things like our real estate secrets that we'll send out to you, things that you're going to want to know that some do, most don't. We have a podcast series that we send out weekly to hopefully answer the majority of the questions that you're going to have kind of at your pace, at your leisure, as well as different reports that you're going to want to have access to. We've got a relocation and lifestyle guide that you can take advantage of to familiarize yourself with the area, things to do, schools, different topics, jobs, things of that nature. But we'll talk a little bit later on in regards to how it is that you can take advantage of the special offer that we have going on right now. We've partnered with some lenders in regards to them contributing up to $500 on the appraisal of the home purchase, and we'll provide up to $500 home inspection at closing. As we said, we feel very strongly about doing that. Inspection gives you some peace of mind and minimize your costs. So with that, I will talk about certain aspects of CBH Homes. The build time, customization, and earnest money are all kind of linked. We've got a lot of things to talk about in regards to them, this builder, but these are kind of tied together in the way that CBH is doing business today. What I mean by that is think of the different types of changes you can make to building a home. They're typically categorized under tiers such as, personalization, semi-custom, custom type of ideas, concepts. CBH for quite some time is what I would refer to, most would state as a spec builder. They're built to a certain specification. They seem to be holding very strong to that idea, that concept, which means that the build time that I mentioned here is affected because they'll typically wait till 30, 60 days prior to total completion of the build job of the home before they'll even put it on the market. So it's all defined, right? You've got your appliances, you've got your lighting packages, you've got your plumbing, all that's pretty well spelled out. So there's little to no ability to customize the things that you want to change. There might be what I would call maybe some personalization in the way of upgrading or adding, like the backyard is often not included in the purchase, so you can upgrade that. The refrigerators, not included. So there's some things that you can add to, either in contributing dollars directly to the purchase or using their promotion, of which I'll show you the one that they've got available currently. But it also minimizes the earnest money. So you're looking at about a 1% earnest money, or $1,000 for every $100,000 spent on the home, because it's not a hyper personalized home. Obviously, if the sale doesn't go through, then the good faith contribution that you've contributed is minimized, whereas other builders are going to can require more, and in some cases much more, to the overall initial kind of investment in your earnest money that is contributed to the purchase of the home at close. But again, if for some reason it doesn't go through, a lot of these builders do make this earnest money go hard, meaning that you won't get that return to you should something fall through, with some caveats in regards to contingent home sales, meaning if you've got another home to sell, things like that. And again, a lot of this stuff can kind of change as time goes by, based upon their policy and the pace of the market, things like that. But that's one way to think of CBH Homes, is generally speaking, if it's active, meaning it's on the market and available, it's all pretty well spelled out. You can typically close within 30 to 60 days, again with a fairly minimal earnest money contribution for them as a builder. So the other items that you want to take into account are, quality. And again, these will change as well. Inventory levels, availabilities, the communities that they're in, location. CBH Homes is one of the largest, is the largest builder here in the Treasure Valley in our area. And this is their website that I've embedded here. And right now they're offering up to a $45,000 promotion on the purchase of your home. We have talked in other videos, of which I can link as well, so I won't get into too much detail, but that promotion can go towards the closing costs associated to the purchase of your home. A lot of people are using them for rate buy downs these days. The upgrades that I mentioned to you in the way of a yard, fencing, landscaping, those kind of items, refrigerators, blinds. A lot of those promotions can be used, again, to help minimize kind of the out-of-pocket expenses that you might have. But some of the things you'll want to know, for example, is the communities that CBH is building in. They've been in our market. I actually had my personal home built in '97. Corey Barton was actually building the home, and I've watched his progress over the years as he's continued to grow. Generally speaking, they have a lot of the inventory that we're going to see here, in the valley, just because of the growth that they've anticipated, the land that they've bought, the communities that they build. So you'll see, a heavier presence of available communities and available homes that you'll have access to. And actually, just to back up a little bit, if you're looking in our market, the inventory is low enough here that quite often one of the main options, the most logical option, is new construction, because obviously, they're actually building inventory, whereby existing and resell, that market is kind of slow going and slow turning, especially these days, as folks have typically very low interest rates that they just don't want to give up to get into another home. So if you list a number of homes in any particular area, any particular price point that you're looking in, you'll often see that a lot of them are new construction homes, and you'll often see that a large percentage of those can be CBH homes. So, we'll have this discussion around CBH homes very quickly for that very reason. The quality, just as with any builder, has changed over the years, does change. Some years, builders are building, great quality homes. They're very focused on their subs, the materials they have access to, and the labor force that they have. It's just really well done. That can change for any number of reasons, from small labor force to lack of focus on what they're building. And what I'm leading up to is the reputation of a builder can either improve or take a hit, depending on where you're at in their build process. If you move into the valley, you might hear, I'm not interested in a CBH home because I hear this, or that. What we can help you kind of discern is what they're currently building a good quality home? Does it have issues? I'm looking at one that is a resale, but it also is a 10-year-old home for CBH. What were they building at the time? And we work very closely with our inspectors, and obviously we know a lot of the build quality, that's coming in the market, currently. So, today I would say, for the market, for the niche, for the price point that they're in, the target market, I would say, is, entry homes to move up homes, to some larger properties, not acreage, but larger than, maybe a quarter of an acre, getting up to half acre in some areas of town, 3/4, maybe an acre in size. So, and obviously that will change the price point that you have. But anyway, a lot of information here, but just make things easy. This is our job, to stay on top of the different builders that we have in our market, what they're building, where they're building, what the price points are. Should they be, high on your list, low on your list, things of that nature. Let's see some of the other things we were talking about. Floor plans, again, built in '97, and CBH Homes has been, kind of fine-tuning, refining their floor plans. So they've come a long way over time. Most are, considerations for the size of the home, for the flow of the home, people in the home. How does it flow? Single level, 2-story, or primarily single level with a upper bonus room, things like that. So we can talk through a lot of the different floor plans that are available, and kind of walk you through that. But I would say, generally speaking, those floor plans are pretty well done. Now, we will be doing in-field, field trips to show you these homes, in real time, over time. So I'd recommend subscribing, and as we, publish that content, you'll get to see actually through the homes, as opposed to kind of, what these floor plans look like online. If I can get, plans that they have. Let's see, you'll certainly get them when you go in the communities. If you pick a certain community. Oh, and they're doing rentals these days as well. But let's see, let's just go to Eagle here, and it'll show you, if they're coming soon, meaning not quite completed yet. They might give you some visibility sooner than later, but if they're, what I believe CBH calls, most builders call move-in ready homes, they will display in their particular market what those floor plans are associated to the home, the community that they're in, and the communities can change. Some have more common areas. Most don't have like clubhouses or pools, things of that nature. CBH will develop their whole community, so they're both the developer, and this isn't all the time, but most of the time, develop their own community. So they've defined the layout of the community, the amenities within the community, and the size of the lots, things like that. But you can drill down into those, see what those are. Typically, you're not seeing extremely high HOA dues in most of their communities. Here's one, Delano, that obviously has some common areas, some community features, amenities for kids, whatnot. So, obviously to maintain that, you might see the HOA dues go up with those amenities, but typically I'm not seeing, obnoxious or, high HOA costs associated to their communities. Now, once you're in these communities, you can break down which homes are available. Obviously, we have access to these as well through our MLS, and in some cases, we'll have early availability because we do work closely with the on-site sales team to know what's coming online, when the availability is. If you're looking for something specific, but you're months out, for example, I've got a couple family relocating into the valley here in the spring, months out. I'm going to keep visibility as to certain communities, certain floor plans that they're interested in. But, you'll get community information associated to it, the homes that are available, the different floor plans, some estimates on a monthly cost breakdown. Of course, we can get you all these. I would say kind of the initial assumptions here aren't necessarily accurate. These do need to be personalized for you, for your down, for your scenario, for the interest rate you're going to get, from your lender, things like that. But at least this will give you kind of a rough snapshot of what to expect, but there are definitely certain assumptions that are made here. But this community, obviously, you're seeing a lot of two-car homes. You're seeing them kind of predominantly in the 3-bed, 2.5 bath configuration, starting in the 1,400 square feet. And going up from there. You can drill down into these floor plans. Now, a lot of these, especially kind of on the east side of town, you'll see these with a 2-story configuration because the lot sizes are getting smaller. And then obviously they got to go vertical from there to stay on the lot. The lots are getting smaller to keep down the prices. If you want a little larger lot, and with similar price points heading west, generally speaking, will get you what you want to accomplish. But you are seeing more density, right? Smaller lots going vertical is kind of the trend these days. You are seeing builders lean into townhouses, again back to density and keeping costs down. Some condos, things like that. But each community is going to have kind of their own, profile, again, in size of lots, amount of amenities, price point, things like that. So we can help you kind of dig into that. But the beauty of CBH is if you find a floor plan that you really like, and then you're in a budget, in a price point that you want to be in, they give you flexibility to kind of look around the valley and hone in on what area you want to be in. I like this floor plan, but I don't like it in Ada County on the east because it's too expensive. I want a bigger lot. Let's use that same floor plan out west. But anyway, we've covered a lot in regards to CBH and new construction, but really the thing to note is just reach out to us and we will, help you figure out as per your objectives and your needs, whether CBH is a viable builder for you to look at, and or maybe some other ones. Typically, we want to get you in front of maybe a handful of different builders that'll meet that criteria. So you got a feel for what your options are. There are other considerations about building in general that we'll want to get into detail with. Other than that, I do want to wrap things up by stating the best way to take advantage of the perfect home buying process and the offers that we have. You can simply comment below and reference the perfect home buying process. There, as you saw earlier, I believe a no obligation consultation. We'll just chat through kind of what you're thinking you want to do, what the timelines look like. Does now make sense? Should you maybe wait a little bit? What have you. But up in the top right, we have our phone number and email and ways to contact us. Again, just simply reference the perfect home buying process and we'll get you started with the program. Other than that, I'll look forward to talking to you in the next one. We'll cover a handful of builders in the next coming weeks here, and then hopefully just get through the remainder of the builders up in the coming months. So feel free to either ask personal questions or subscribe, and you'll be seeing those videos roll out. Other than that, I'll sign off and wish everybody a blessed one. Thanks for your time.